Welcome to Elderly Rise, a place where wisdom meets peace, and every year of life is something to celebrate. Here we don't see aging as a decline, but as a gentle unfolding, a journey inward toward clarity, calm, and contentment. In a world that often glorifies speed and productivity, Elderly Rise stands as a quiet reminder. There is strength in stillness and deep beauty in simplicity. You've lived through decades of change, through joy and loss, through noise and silence. And now, you deserve something more than just time. You deserve peace, not just the kind that comes when the world around you is quiet, but the deeper peace that rises from within. A peace that brings rest to the mind, gentleness to the heart, and healing to the body. Today, we invite you to reflect with us on a powerful truth, one that's often overlooked but deeply felt, that seniors who choose peace, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, don't just feel better, they live longer. Their bodies stay stronger, their hearts stay open, their minds stay clear. Because peace is more than a moment, it's a way of being. And in the years when it matters most, it becomes the very thing that gives life its richest meaning. So take a deep breath, sit still, and let's begin this journey together. Number 1, the power of inner calm. As we grow older, we begin to understand something profound. Real strength doesn't always look like action or noise. Sometimes it looks like stillness, like knowing when to pause, to breathe, and to let things be. This is the power of inner calm. For many seniors, peace no longer comes from fixing everything or keeping up with the chaos of the world. It comes from within, a quiet confidence born out of decades of experience. It's that sense of clarity you feel when you're sitting on the porch as the sun sets. No rush, no race, just the comfort of being alive and present. Scientific studies now affirm what our hearts have always known. Chronic stress is one of the most damaging forces to the human body, especially as we age. It increases inflammation, accelerates cellular aging, weakens the immune system, and contributes to heart disease, diabetes, and memory problems. But the opposite, inner calm, can literally restore the body. When you're calm, your heart beats more steadily, your digestion improves, your muscles relax, and your brain becomes clearer. Inner calm isn't the absence of problems. It's the ability to remain centered even when things aren't perfect. Many older adults who report high levels of peace have developed practices that anchor them. Slow walks, morning silence, deep breathing, prayer, gentle music, or time with a beloved pet. These small daily rituals aren't just comforting, they're healing. And perhaps most beautifully, inner calm is contagious. When you walk into a room with peace in your heart, others feel it. Your children, your grandchildren, your friends, they're drawn to that energy. It makes you a source of strength in a world that often feels too loud, too fast, too distracted. So if you've chosen peace as your path, you're not just doing something good for yourself. You're creating a ripple effect of wellness and warmth all around you. That's the true power of inner calm, and it's one of the greatest gifts of aging gracefully. Number 2, emotional boundaries save lives. There comes a time in life when peace becomes more important than proving a point. As we grow older, one of the most powerful lessons life teaches us is this: not everything deserves our energy. In our younger years, we often felt the need to explain ourselves, to fix broken relationships, to be everything for everyone. But now, in the quiet wisdom of later life, many seniors realize the deep value of peace over pleasing others. Setting emotional boundaries is not about being distant or cold. It's about honoring your own mental well-being. It's saying, I can love you and still say no. It's understanding that constantly exposing ourselves to negativity, whether from family conflict, old friendships that drain us, or even the 24-hour news cycle, has a real effect on our bodies. Stress raises blood pressure. Anxiety disrupts sleep. Constant emotional turmoil weakens the immune system. In fact, research has shown that chronic emotional stress in older adults is closely linked to inflammation, which is associated with heart disease, cognitive decline, and even certain cancers. That's why seniors who are intentional about protecting their emotional space often report fewer doctor visits, more stable moods, and better quality of life. It takes courage to say, "That's not my battle anymore." But doing so can literally add years to your life. It means recognizing your limits and refusing to carry emotional burdens that no longer belong to you. This boundary setting might look like limiting contact with certain individuals, walking away from arguments that lead nowhere, or simply turning off the noise and sitting in silence with yourself. And here's the beautiful truth. When seniors begin to guard their peace, they often notice something profound. Their energy returns, their sleep improves, their mood lightens. By saying no to chaos, they say yes to clarity. By walking away from drama, they walk closer to health. Because in the end, peace isn't passive, it's powerful. And choosing to protect your emotional health isn't selfish, it's survival. Number 3, the social side of peace. As we age, our social lives naturally shift. The large gatherings, noisy parties, and constant invitations of our younger years begin to fade. And for many seniors, this shift isn't something to mourn. It's something to embrace. Because in the quiet spaces that come with age, we discover something more meaningful. Peaceful relationships. Seniors who prioritize peace often choose depth over quantity. They no longer feel the need to maintain dozens of shallow connections. Instead, they gravitate toward a small circle of friends, people who truly understand them, who listen without judgment, and who bring calm rather than chaos. These relationships are like warm fires on a cold evening, steady, comforting, and nourishing to the soul. In fact, research shows that peaceful social interactions, free from drama, pressure, or emotional strain, can lower stress levels and boost immunity. A simple afternoon chat with a trusted friend or sitting silently next to someone you love can do more for your well-being than hours spent in noisy crowds. Another beautiful aspect of peaceful social life is the freedom to say no. Seniors who value peace learn that it's okay to decline invitations that feel draining or limit time with people who bring more tension than joy. They begin to surround themselves with those who honor their time, respect their boundaries, and reflect the calm they wish to maintain. And let's not forget the silent friendships, the ones built over decades. Sometimes the most peaceful connection is with someone who doesn't need words to understand you. A spouse, a lifelong friend, even a beloved pet. These relationships are woven with shared memories, quiet presence, and mutual understanding. They remind us that peace doesn't always need to be spoken. It can simply be felt. At this stage of life, the social side of peace isn't about isolation. It's about intention. Choosing who enters your space, choosing when and how to connect, and choosing to nurture bonds that uplift rather than exhaust. Because when your relationships are peaceful, your entire life becomes more balanced. Your heart beats easier, your mind rests more gently, and your spirit feels finally at home. Number 4, choosing simplicity over stress. As we grow older, many of us begin to realize something profound. A peaceful life often starts with a simpler life. The things we once thought we needed, more clothes, a bigger house, the latest gadgets, begin to lose their importance. In their place, we start craving space, clarity, and quiet. Simplicity isn't about doing without. It's about letting go of what no longer serves us. A cluttered home can quietly weigh on the mind. So can a calendar filled with obligations we no longer enjoy. When seniors begin to strip away the unnecessary, be it objects, noise, or even toxic relationships, they make room for peace to settle in. Research shows that people who live in clean, organized environments tend to sleep better, have fewer symptoms of depression, and feel more in control of their lives. For seniors, this is especially important By simplifying our surroundings, we send a signal to our brains, it's safe to relax now. You're home, you're okay. Choosing simplicity also means being selective with our energy. We no longer say yes out of guilt. We pause and ask, does this bring me peace? Does this nourish my spirit? That level of self-awareness isn't selfish, it's wise, and it often leads to a healthier body and a calmer mind. In the end, simplicity is a form of self-care. It's the quiet arrangement of a life that reflects what really matters. And when seniors begin to live simply, they often find something beautiful waiting in the quiet: peace, gratitude, and a sense of freedom that youth never offered. Number 5, spiritual peace brings deep healing. Spiritual peace is one of the most profound forms of healing, especially as we grow older. Unlike physical peace, which comes from a quiet environment, or emotional peace, which arises from healthy relationships, spiritual peace is inward, it's sacred, and deeply personal. For many seniors, it emerges through small, intentional moments: a prayer whispered before dawn, the comforting rhythm of a favorite hymn, the smell of incense in a quiet room, or the silent connection felt when watching the sunrise. As we age, the noise of the world starts to matter less, and what's within us begins to speak louder. And often what it speaks is this: slow down, be still, listen. Spirituality doesn't always have to mean religious devotion. For some, it does include faith in God, regular worship, or deep connection to sacred texts. But for others, it can be found in nature, in acts of kindness, in journaling, or in simple gratitude. It's the sense that life is more than just a series of events. It's a journey guided by meaning and mystery. Seniors who nurture this aspect of themselves often report feeling more grounded and resilient. When faced with illness, grief, or loss, they don't crumble. They pause, they pray, and they lean into their spiritual center for strength. And that strength is not loud. It's quiet, but unwavering. Modern research backs what ancient wisdom has long told us. Spiritual practices bring measurable health benefits. Seniors who regularly meditate or pray tend to have lower blood pressure, improved immune function, and greater emotional regulation. They often sleep better, recover faster from illness, and experience less chronic pain. Why? Because spiritual peace softens the nervous system. It slows the breath. It calms the heart. When the mind enters a sacred rhythm, whether through mantra, music, or mindfulness, the body follows. It begins to rest, to repair, and to respond with vitality. Peace doesn't just soothe the spirit, it changes the chemistry of the body. In a world that often prioritizes productivity, speed, and material success, seniors who prioritize spiritual peace are choosing something countercultural and deeply wise. They know that life is not just about doing, but about being present, being grateful, being connected to what truly matters. Many elderly individuals report that their spiritual journey becomes richer with age. The rituals feel more meaningful, the prayers more intimate, the quiet moments more nourishing. They no longer chase answers outside themselves. Instead, they turn inward and often find more peace than they ever expected. This inward turning doesn't isolate them, it strengthens them. Ultimately, spiritual peace becomes a companion, one that walks beside us in every season of aging. When the body begins to tire, it offers rest. When friends begin to depart, it offers comfort. When uncertainties appear, it offers courage. And perhaps most beautifully, it allows seniors to face the unknown with grace rather than fear. In the gentle space of spiritual peace, there is no need to rush, no need to prove, no need to control. There is only surrender, and in that surrender, deep healing occurs. Seniors who live in that space often carry a soft glow in their eyes, a calm in their voice, and a lightness in their heart. And truly, that peace, more than anything else, helps them live longer, healthier, and more meaningful lives. Number 6, letting go of the past. Letting go of the past is perhaps one of the most courageous and transformative decisions a senior can make. As we grow older, we accumulate not just memories, but also regrets, disappointments, and emotional wounds that may have gone unhealed for decades. Holding on to old pain, whether it comes from family conflict, lost friendships, broken dreams, or mistakes we've made, can quietly drain our peace, strain our health, and weigh on our spirit. But here's what research and life wisdom both show us. Forgiveness is not about letting others off the hook. It's about releasing ourselves from the burden of pain we were never meant to carry forever. Many seniors who live longer, more fulfilled lives have one thing in common. They've chosen to forgive, not because it was easy, but because peace became more valuable than being right. They understand that carrying anger or guilt into old age is like carrying a heavy suitcase on a long walk. It only makes the journey harder. Forgiveness, in contrast, feels like finally setting that suitcase down. It's the quiet decision to make space for joy, for clarity, and for rest. This doesn't mean forgetting the past or pretending nothing happened. It means honoring the lessons and then choosing not to let them poison the present. Letting go can be as simple as writing a letter never sent, speaking a prayer of release, or choosing not to replay old conversations in our minds. And the health benefits are profound. Reduced anxiety, improved heart health, better sleep, and even sharper memory. Seniors who embrace emotional freedom often report feeling lighter, more energetic, and more hopeful. In the end, peace isn't found by fixing the past, but by freeing ourselves from it. And for many, this single shift opens the door to a longer, healthier, and more meaningful life. Number 7, living in the present moment. One of the most beautiful lessons that often comes with age is the realization that the present moment is truly all we have and all we need. Seniors who live with peace in their hearts have often learned, sometimes through loss or hardship, that chasing after the past or worrying about the future only robs today of its joy. Instead of dwelling on what could have been or fearing what might come, they choose to be fully present, right here, right now. It's in these quiet moments, a warm cup of tea in the morning light, the sound of wind rustling the trees, a shared laugh with a grandchild, that life feels most full. Being present doesn't require doing more. It means appreciating more. It means watching the sunrise without distraction, enjoying a slow walk without rushing, and truly listening when someone speaks. And science backs this up. Studies show that mindfulness and present-focused living can reduce stress, improve memory, and increase feelings of contentment. For seniors, this isn't just philosophy. It's a powerful daily practice that protects both the heart and the mind. Living in the present isn't about ignoring the past or pretending the future doesn't matter. It's about honoring this moment as a sacred space where peace lives. And those who learn to rest in that space often find themselves not only happier, but healthier. As we grow older, we begin to understand that not everything in life needs to be fixed, chased, or even understood. Sometimes peace comes when we simply let go of old arguments, unrealistic expectations, or the constant need to prove ourselves. And in that quiet space, we finally breathe. Prioritizing peace doesn't mean giving up on life. It means choosing what matters most: health, connection, purpose, and joy and simplicity. It means waking up without anxiety, resting without guilt, and spending your days with people who nourish your spirit, not drain it. Peace is powerful. It protects your heart, sharpens your mind, and extends your life, not just in years, but in quality. Seniors who embrace peace don't just live longer, they live better. They laugh deeper, love softer, and carry a presence that calms every room they enter. At Elderly Rise, we believe that your later years are not a slow fade, but a golden chapter, a chapter where you have every right to choose rest over rush, reflection over reaction, and peace over pressure. So as you move forward, ask yourself, What brings me peace today? And whatever the answer is, make room for it. Water it. Let it grow. Thank you for joining us. If this video brought a moment of calm or clarity to your heart, consider subscribing to Elderly Rise. Share this message with someone who needs to be reminded. Peace is not only possible, it's essential. Until next time, stay well, stay kind, and keep rising with peace in your soul.